What is this magic? I need that magic.
All the clothes you dey wear, you be chassis. This your car talk, be like you dey practice. You be too sad, you be ruthless. I dey triple, now you be too fresh. All the moves you dey bust, na chana. Now wahala you dey cause, na yawa. Disgusting, you be stinking. You got a bad guy singing. Baby do me jelly oh. I beg you do me jelly oh. Baby do me jelly oh. I beg you do me jelly oh. Baby let me be your customer. Give me everything plus jara.
Yes, do me jelly oh. I beg you do me jelly oh. Alright, so it is the JJ time. Good morning. How was your night? I do hope that you really had quite a pleasant night, because I did. I actually did really have a pleasant night. My night yesterday was quite spectacular because I got lots of endorsements from like a whole lot of people who have been listening to my online radio, and they were like, wow, Vicky, you're doing a great job. And I'm like, thank you. Anyways, once again, good morning, and you are officially welcome to another great segment, another great time, another great day, another great moment right here on yours truly, solely for your listening pleasure, Vicky Lonia Radio. And of course, you are under the sound of the queen of the MRC, Vicky Lonia. Yep, and I am here to just make sure that everything I give you pleases your hearing pleasure. Alright, the program is our everyday motivational and inspirational program. I am talking about Rooster Call. Yes, the Rooster Call program is the program where we get to motivate ourselves and inspire ourselves. You know, like I always say, you cannot just start the day with negative vibes. You cannot start the day not knowing where you stand in your attitude, or rather in your perspective towards life. You need to always refresh yourself. You need to always how am I going to put it now? You need to always tell yourself that this is the right way to think, because your thoughts actually goes a long way in showing the kind of person you are, or it goes a long way in the kind of actions you carry out. You understand that now, don't you? So Rooster Call is always here to strike up to give you that balance. Banish and keep away the negative thoughts, the negative vibes and energy, and say hello to positive vibes. Now, today on Rooster Call is going to be spectacular. It's going to be fantabulous. It's going to be ooh la la. But before then, how about we bring the action?
Bring the action.
Alright, now we're ready. We are ready and we are certified, because the action is just about to start up right about this moment. Alright, so today on Rooster Call, like I told you, is going to be fantabulous. Okay, it's going to be fantabulous on Rooster Call today. So all I need you to do is just stay tuned and don't even think of touching that dial. Alright, so to motivate you today, I have compiled like lots of here is a compilation of quotes on this particular topic that I would be treating today. So today on Rooster Call, we are going to be treating the topic blame. Okay, we are going to be treating the topic blame. Hello, stop the blame game. Okay, stop the blame game. That's the topic for today. Stopping the blame game. the world is full of, I blame you, you're the curse of this, you're the curse of that. When you're angry with someone, you don't take responsibility. You just blame the world, blame everybody around you because you just feel they are the cause of your problems, they are the cause of your issues, they are the cause of whatever tragedy you're going through right now. Even if someone is actually the cause of it, will you keep on wallowing in the blame game? Really? You want to keep on playing that game right now? Don't you want to go away from that negative energy? Do you know that the blame game is this huge negative energy that surrounds you? It blinds you. You don't get to see the positive things around. You don't even know whether whatever it is you're going through is actually a blessing in disguise. No, but because you're so busy playing the blame game, you're so intent on winning this blame game that you don't even see the other side of the story. And that's exactly what we are going to be treating today. We are going to be looking at a compilation of quotes that would buttress the point I'm trying to make, which is stop the blame game and take life, Yes, just like Fowls the bad guy is telling us right now. Take life, okay? Take it, Jelly.
Gradually, you should give me all I go buy.
All right, you heard him. Take it, JJ. Even though he's saying, baby, do me, JJ. Anyways, all right, so on Recycle right about this moment, I told you that we are going to be treating the topic, stop the blame game. Okay, and this is a compilation of quotes I have put together from famous quotes, from famous orators and inspirational and motivational persons. They would be, helping us to understand why we should stop the blame game. All right, I hope that you're ready because the action is just about to start. Now, let this blame game quote I'm actually going to give you right now. Let them help you think about when you're criticizing, when you're condemning or changing or charging someone with the wrongdoing. We all have heard don't blame others for. We all have heard it. Like seriously, we all have heard all that. But please stop blaming others for your unhappiness. Stop blaming others for your mistakes. Stop blaming others for things that happen to you. Okay, you just have to stop it. All right, now, moving on to the first quote here. I'll always make sure that my first quote is from my favorite quoter, my favorite female quoter, who goes by the name Catherine Pulsifer. Okay, Catherine Pulsifer right here, she said, focus on fixing the problem. Never focus on the blame. Focus on fixing the problem. Never focus on the blame. Problems are only resolved when solutions are sought after. Problems are only resolved when solutions are sought after. So please fix the problem and stop blaming others. Good. Now, moving on to quote number 2 here. This is by Jay Fissett, and he said, you become a victim when you blame yourself or others for some problem or one error or the other. Okay, you blame yourself. You become a victim when you blame yourself or others for some problem or the other. So you really have to stop it because you only create more problems for yourself. Now the next one here is also by Catherine Pulsifer, and she said, when we assign blame, we are pointing the finger to who or what is responsible for a fault or for wrongdoing. We are trying to make others accountable. Blaming does not solve a problem. It only usually makes people defensive. Okay? It usually only makes people defensive. It doesn't solve the problem. It just makes people get more angry and more defensive of themselves. All right? Now, moving over to the next one here. This is by Raymond A. And he said, however, anger usually involves the externalizing of blame. When we become angry, we usually consider the source of our anger to be outside ourselves. We are so blinded by the fact that we are angry that we forget that we, one way or the other, must have contributed to the issue. And even if you didn't contribute the issue, but because of your anger and because of your need to win the blame game, you totally put everything on the shoulders of the other person. You just see the person as this one darkness who has come to your life to make you a miserable person. No. Stop the blame game right about now. Okay, all right, moving on to the next quote here to buttress the same point. This is by Dr. Henry Cloud, and he said, "We live in a culture of blame. People will blame anyone or anything for their misery sooner than they take the responsibility to own it and make it better." So take responsibility of what's going on and try to make the situation better. Could you stop blaming already? Thank you. Now, moving on to the next one here. This is by Maya Angelou, and she said, "To grow up is to stop putting blame on parents." As a child, as a son, as a daughter, for you to be a grown-up person, for you to really be considered as a grown-up, okay, that is to say you have stopped putting the blame on your parents, your actions, and now your actions. Don't say it's my father's fault, it's my mother's fault. No, now your actions are yours. Don't say I'm like this because my parents this, that. Nah, stop it already. If you keep on doing that, that means you're not grown up. You're still a little kid. Okay? All right, moving on to the next one here. This one is by Rick Warren, and he said, "Anytime you are busy fixing blame, you're wasting energy and not fixing the problem. So fix the problem and stop fixing blames on other people." Okay? All right, still on Rooster Call and still on the topic, stop the blame game. I've got this quote here by Joseph E. Maguire, and he said, "All too often, we have been pulled away from being honest with ourselves and drawn into a game of blaming others for bad situations." Just how crazy has our society become with playing the blame game? Can we not stop already? It's really becoming old-fashioned, and it's really creating more problems for us. The earlier you begin to take responsibility for things happening around you, the better for you. And even if you're not the one responsible for whatever it is that is happening, try to fix the problem. Stop fixing the blames on others. Yes, we know they caused it. Good, old news. Now, what have you done about the issue? Okay? Good. Now, next one here is by Francesca May, and she said, this quote is from the marriage side, okay? From the marriage side. And she said, "Criticism is not a bad thing. It can help you strengthen your marriage if it is done correctly. But some wives criticize their partners to have a reason to blame them or to justify their actions. This type of criticism can affect the confidence and trust of your husband towards you." Okay, so stay away from blame. It's really, really a deadly thing when it comes to, especially in marriage. It's very, very bad. All right, now the next one here is by Roger Uvin, and he said, "Why do people always blame God for things that go wrong in the world and our lives?" I mean, it just seems that no matter who you are at one point in your life, you will ask that question as if God has something to do with it. It seems to me that since the day man started to believe in a God, man started to use that God to blame for any misfortune. And Roger is so correct in this. Like when things happen to you, you're just like, "God, why? Why did you have to let this happen to me? Why did you have to this? Why did you have to that? It's your fault. If you're God indeed, you shouldn't let this happen." Really? 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 Is that the best you could do? Is that how far your thinking capabilities could take you? The best thing is to blame God for your problems? Really? Oh, come off it already. Come off it already. Okay? The fact that you have a God who you believe in does not mean that when a little thing happens to you, it's his fault. No, it's not. Okay? It's not his fault. All right. Now, the next one here is by Geoff Warren, and he said, "As a consequence of what we do wrong or what others do wrong to us, blame and criticism will be attributed. Sometimes this blame might not seem just, but other times it does not. However, no matter how just it might appear, blame never undoes what has been done." That's the main point here. Like I told you, somebody or something might be responsible for what you're going through. You probably might not have no hand in it, but it's okay. We already know that. But do you know that blaming constantly does not undo what has been done? It doesn't. Instead, the problem will remain there until you stop blaming and fix the problem. I do hope that you are really enjoying this episode of Rooster Call. And that's exactly all I've got for you today right here on Rooster Call. Do not forget that all of me remains Vicky Lonia, and you should stop the blame game and try as much as possible to fix the problem at hand. Alright, it is still yours truly, solely for your listening pleasure, Vicky Lonia, and thank you so much for being a part of the show. And from now on, let us spread the positive vibes, and let us also bring the action.
The action.